It took me 3 to 4 months just to be able to launch this podcast, which probably shouldn't have taken this long. I would prefer to be a passenger princess. I am single, but I'm not ready to mingle. But something I would never invest in is invest in yourself, okay? We're just figuring it out. Hello and welcome back to Figuring It Out. My name is Melody. And today it'll be actually a very chill episode because I'll just be answering all the questions that I posted on my Insta story the other day. And my producer, as well as friends who are behind the camera, will actually feed me the questions and I'll try my best to answer all the questions that you gave, okay? So I think we can get started because we have quite a number of questions.
Can you tell me a fun fact about yourself?
A fun fact about myself. Okay, a fun fact about myself would be I actually named myself after a Barbie character in Barbie and a Diamond Castle. So this character's name is Melody, and the reason why I named myself after her was because I thought that if she can sing really well and I name myself Melody, then I can also sing really well. But the problem is that's not how it works. I don't think you can sing really well just because your name is Melody. So if you were to ask me to sing, I will not because I cannot. But I can say that my name is Melody. Melody that cannot sing, okay? Yeah, but at that time, I was 3 years old, okay? So I think this makes sense why I would name myself after a Barbie movie. But if you say like I did this when I was 21 years old, then you probably have to check me into a psychiatric ward lah. My favorite part about myself, probably the fact that I'm always trying, even if I don't like it. So one thing I always say to almost all of my friends is I freaking hate challenges. Even till now, I really don't like challenges. I don't like the fact that I have to be in one. I don't like the fact that I have to go through one. I don't like the fact that I have to do it. So throughout the challenge, I always complain. I'll always say stuff like, I hate it, I don't want to do this. I hate it, I don't want to do this. But when I reach towards the end of the challenge or when I've overcome the challenge, I guess that's probably the part where everyone likes it. You overcome the challenge, you've grown, you've improved, you've learned. And that's probably why I still put myself in challenges and try. It's because I know it'll help me grow. So I guess one thing I really like is that I'm trying even though I hate it. I guess so. I guess it's my drive. I don't know. But I can't really drive. I would prefer to be a passenger princess. How I started this podcast. Okay. Yeah, I agree with the fact that there's not many 22-year-olds that have a full-time job where they're supposed to be podcasters. Okay, this is not the only thing I do, but it's one of the things that I do within my job. I didn't really aspire to be a podcaster. It just so happens I really enjoy listening to podcasts. I've been listening to podcasts since I was like 14. It started off with mukbangs first. So mukbangers will eat and then they'll share about their life. And one of them was Stephanie Su. I've been listening to her since she was like really, really small, like 8,000 subscribers. Then she only transitioned to like true crime and then current events and so on. So from there, I ventured to other podcasts. And then I came across Mr. Money because my friend was working in Mr. Money. I wanted to support her and her career here. But I realized that there was a gap, that he wasn't really sharing much from like the female perspective or beginner-friendly ways to financial literacy. I still think it was too hard. No matter how much, I would try and listen like 4 or 5 times and I still really don't understand. It'll take me like 4 or 5 times just to understand the first 5 minutes. Then I asked him on LinkedIn, I asked him like, hey, can you try and make it more beginner friendly and like more catered towards females because I really need you to dumb it down for me. Then he realized like, hey, why not I bring you in to do this for me? And then we work on it together. That's how FIO came about. It became more of like a figuring it out channel because I am in the midst of figuring it out and I want to be able to answer all of these questions that I have in my mind that most fresh grads would. And just so happens, financial literacy as well as career-based questions are one of them. So that's how FIO came about and that's how I collaborated with Peter and then became his staff. Yeah.
Was it a challenging period?
Oh my god, it was so challenging. Like, it was so challenging. It took me 3 to 4 months just to be able to launch this podcast, which probably shouldn't have taken this long. If I really sat down and did it, it probably would have taken me only like a month maximum. But I think what was challenging was the thought of doing it, the thought of putting myself out there. I'm not sure if you guys see me on Instagram. I don't really post much. I don't even post on my story. I'm not a very socially active person. I'm very introverted. But my friends would disagree because I yap. That's the only difference. But I would say that was probably the most challenging part, putting myself out there and getting started, being and overcoming the fear of being judged. Even till this day, I'll still get nervous and scared of how people think of me or how people view this podcast or how people view what I do. But I think I'm slowly starting to be okay with it, because at the end of the day, there's always going to be people that judge you. I know it's very generic advice, but it's true. So I think just do long, don't think so much.
And what's the one thing you enjoy the most about it?
What's the one thing I enjoy most about my job? I guess the fact that I get paid to learn. Most people don't have this privilege. Usually when they have a job, they kind of just do one thing or two at most, and they just continuously do it until they become a master at that craft. And I understand it is very important that specialists exist. But one thing about certain careers like that, you end up being stagnant. And it's hard for you to get out of that comfort zone to learn. But this job forces me to learn every single week or even every single day, because I'm constantly having to dig up new information to learn, to be able to deliver to my audience, and not only you guys, but also Mr. Money audience, because I work on other channels as well. So as you can see, I have a new character here, Fred. So Fred is my napping buddy, but also a new character on FIO. So what I always do is I just do this or I do this because I need to rest my neck, you know. Then I don't want to annoy my colleagues with my alarms. So what I do is I tell them like, hey, can you wake me up in 10 minutes? Previously, it was a different intern, Yiki, that did it. But she left. Okay, so I tried to convince her to stay. I mean, yes, I love working with her, but also because she woke me up from my naps. But then now I've changed to someone else already, okay? But yeah, I highly encourage you taking power naps during work. It helps you with your productivity.
What are your thoughts on people wanting to be financially independent before getting into a marriage or relationship?
Financially independent. Okay, I wouldn't really talk about marriage because I'm not there yet. Plus, I think majority of my audiences are not there yet. But being financially independent before a relationship, I guess that is really up to you how you want to define what is financial independence. Because at the end of the day, you are the one living your life. I'm not helping you to live through your life. But how I would define financial independence for myself is being able to financially sustain myself. Whatever emergencies, needs, wants that I would require that uses money, if I'm able to pay it off myself, that means I am financially independent. But if I cannot and I still have to rely on someone, then I don't think I would be ready for a relationship. Yeah, so I think as of now, I would probably still have to work on it because I am still very broke. Yeah, but it's okay. If you would like a more comprehensive breakdown or like a detailed guide, because like at the end of the day, I'm pretty sure you're asking this question because you yourself want a direction. But because I cannot give you a comprehensive answer, maybe you can leave some comments down below, like help or something like that. Yeah, just comment help, and I'll try to come up with a comprehensive guide with Mr. Money, and we'll make a video about it. Okay?
Then I think this question is for you.
Oh,
Are you single and ready to mingle?
I am single, but I'm not ready to mingle. Do not slide into my DMs. I don't respond to text messages. I mean, I try, but I really don't like to text. So just don't hit me up. Just comment, okay? I will reply to work stuff.
This is the last question. Talk about you investing, Mr. Money, so what is something that you would never invest in?
Okay, I'm not very financially tuned, okay? So I'm still learning, but something I would never invest in is a boyfriend. Invest in yourself, okay? Don't invest in other people. Like, I know it's a very, if you want to learn about stocks, about crypto or whatnot, you go ask Mr. Money, go ask Frankie. They'll tell you what not to invest in. But for me, don't invest in other people, invest in yourself, okay? So that's all the questions that we have for today. And I hope that you guys enjoyed listening and learning a little bit about me and FIO as well. And if you have any questions or if you'd like to learn a little bit more, you can always leave them down in the comments below or to our Reddit page. I actually check our Reddit page every single day. So I'll consolidate everything and turn it into another video. And don't forget to follow our Instagram page at figuringit_out.pod. And I hope you enjoyed it. See you next week. Bye! We're just figuring it out.
Hello and welcome back to Mathematics with Melody. So today I'll be answering a question that you guys gave to me on my IG story that I did not request for. So I will try my best to answer this question. I will not teach you. I'm just going to answer it, okay? So the question is, find the second derivative of y equals mx plus c with respect to y. Usually it's with respect to x, but y'all decide to make my life a bit harder than it should be. Okay? So I took a 2-hour math tutor lesson and hopefully it works. Let's start. So for y equals to mx plus c with respect to y, what we're trying to look for is this, x equals something. But clearly it is not that, it is y equals to something. So now we have to try and isolate x, but x has a friend called m. So how are we going to get rid of m? This is m times x. What's the opposite of multiply? It is divide. So we divide everything by m. So when we divide everything by m, we get y over m equals x plus c over m. Why is it like that? Because we already removed the y, remember? We already removed the m. Ignore. Okay, what's next? Oh, okay. Even though we have x alone, we still want x to be completely alone. He still has a buddy, c over m. So how are we going to get that? So what I would do is to move c over m here. And why I choose that? Because it's easier lah. So when you move a number or variable or fraction over, it becomes the opposite. This is positive. So positive is negative. Y over m minus c over m equals x. Ta-da! This is exactly what I wanted. X equals blah blah blah. Okay, so now we have this already. We have to do this part. Find the second derivative. We're not even at the first one. So let's start. So usually it is dy over dx, but because it is with respect to y, it will be dx over dy. Okay, let's start. First derivative. Okay, so because it is with respect to y, and y is a multiple of 1, if I'm not mistaken. Don't clock me for this. And there is no y here, so immediately this is a 0. But there is a y here, and I mentioned my y is 1. So this is 1. Okay, so what do you see here now? Dx over dy equals 1 over m. We're not done yet. Second round, remember? So when it's second round, it has to be to the power of 2. D to the power of 2 x over dy to the power of 2. Okay, do you see any y's here? No y. So what is it? 0. Answer is 0. Do not ask me how I got here. I just know the answer is 0, okay? So that's all for today. I hope you learned something. And shout out to Matt for teaching me and for torturing me with this question. So if you have any questions, do not ask me. I will not answer. Go ask Matt Low Films. Thank you so much. Until the next episode. Bye!